Hello, this is Alex from CloudRF here with PNUT, the project and network user tool. This is our newest interface and it's designed around networks. And the idea is that, like this project here, you will have multiple communications technologies inside a project, whether that be a sports event or a field event. There's different tech and you want to have it all inside one neat project. So let's go and create a new project here just to demonstrate this. We'll call this one new project, and we're now into the interface under that project title. We're going to drop into a valley in Gloucestershire here and deploy two technologies, LTE and a DMR UHF network. So first of all, we're going to define the LTE network. To do that, click Add Network here. Let's go and give it a name and a color. The colors are used on the map, so you can spot different technologies based on not just the color but also the icons, which we can control. We don't need to mesh or merge these heat maps, so we're going to model each cell individually. And what we're going to do, just to demonstrate that, is select that network here and then add some cells. So I'm not being very precise with the placement here. I'm just dropping them onto the map just to show the process. And here we've added two cells and a third cell here. We need to give them names so that we know which one is which. And you can do that in different ways. You can pick from the left here, or you can pick off the map. So I was doing both, and call this Saltbridge. Okay, as I change the name, it automatically updates, so you don't need to click save. Let's go and select that network and hit the familiar green play button and model all those towers one by one. You can see a new progress indicator here showing the jobs running in the back end. So they were done quite quickly, and we've now got 3 overlapping layers, and the map is quite hard to read. So let's go and play with the contrast here, move the contrast right down so we can see the map again. And now the benefit here of having those layers visible but also hidden is that wherever we track our cursor, we can see the cell coverage from different cells. So here we're being served by all 3, for example. So we've done an LTE network, that's enough to play with. Let's collapse that and add our DMR network. So let's go and give it a name. So we'll call it DMR and a color green. And now we're going to drop in some UHF radios along the valley to build out our second network. We have a template for these. This template was created over here in the template editor, and there's a sandbox there where you can actually define settings for templates. So the first DMR radio goes over here, the second goes over here on the shoulder of this hill. I'm just dragging in the templates here, and then the third we'll just put down in the valley here on that track. So 3 DMR radios, we do want to mesh them and we do want to merge them. Now, one of the features of PNUT is the ability to define presets at the network level. So I'm going to bring down the receiver height and the receiver gain for all of these, and then when I click play, it's going to quickly do a multi-link between all 3. That didn't take any time, and now it's going to do a multi-site for all 3 at once. So now we've modeled the DMR links and the heat map, and wherever I track my cursor now, it's showing me both LTE coverage on a per cell basis and the DMR coverage. And just as I did with the LTE, if the map gets busy, I can go ahead and fade that right out so that both technologies are still being used and referenced, but they're not interfering with the map. Now if I want to put on some layers and go and explore this in 3 dimensions, I can do that from the new map menu here. So you can change your mapping, so I'm switching to satellite. I'm going to put on 3D terrain. I'm going to bring in some exaggeration onto the terrain height there, and we can go and explore in 3D. Significant point here is that this is not third party. We're not pulling in third party terrain data, streaming that from anywhere. This is locally generated 3D tiles that we're making ourselves from data that is on CloudRF. And in the future, when we offer this on a self-hosted server, these layers that you're about to see will come from the data that is on your server. So what you see is what you get. So here, as I'm waiting, I can see some 3D buildings appearing, and we've also got 3D trees to high resolution with the tree heights. And so we've got an incredible amount of data here that we can explore in 3D, and what you see is what you get. So if I crank up the heat map here, and we can look at the attenuation shadows from the trees and so on, this is having an impact because the trees are there and the buildings are there, so you can actually explore the data in real time in ways we couldn't do with the old interface. So this is much more powerful now, and we're very happy with PNUT. Finally, to export your project, just take it away, you go up here, click export, and the entire project is exported as a text file. So this is JSON, no secrets here, and you can go ahead and take that away, save it, put it in your drawer, and pull it out and reuse that in the future. So the KMZ layers are not in here, so you will have to rerun API calls in order to regenerate that project, or if you want to hand it to someone, they will need to make API calls. But the benefit here is that as the data and the modeling is constantly being updated, you will then benefit from the latest models and the latest data. So this is a really powerful feature that allows you to take charge of your data and collaborate and share a very complex multi-technology project very easily as an open standard.